phone face down on the desk again. Messages can wait until another morning. Everybody wants a piece of attention, like attention grows back without a warning. I close every tab in my head, one by one, until the noise disappears. The room gets bigger when it's quiet. Funny what you notice when nobody's here. No schedule on the wall tonight, no urgency hiding in a notification. The city keeps moving somewhere outside. I'm choosing a different destination. Airplane mode, nothing getting through. Airplane mode, just me and the view. Airplane mode, everything reduced. The world keeps talking, I don't need to. Headphones on, the ceiling turns into a screen. Thoughts drifting slow enough to finally be seen. Everybody's connected, nobody's really present. That's why this silence feels expensive. No pressure to answer, no pressure to perform, no pressure to become somebody else before dawn. I forgot how light life feels without constant interruption. Sometimes the best decision is reducing every function. Airplane mode, nothing getting through. Airplane mode, just me and the view. Airplane mode, everything reduced. The world keeps talking, I don't need to. The night isn't lonely, the night is spacious. There's a difference, most people miss completely. Being alone isn't empty, it's room to breathe, room to think, room to exist. Honestly, outside keeps spinning, inside stays still for a couple hours. That's enough to heal. Tomorrow can have a noise back, I'm not fighting it. Tonight belongs to quiet, and that's worth protecting. Airplane mode, nothing getting through. Airplane mode, just me and the view. Airplane mode, everything reduced. The world keeps talking, I don't need to. Nothing moved, still feels different. Same chair, same room, different distance. The posters never change, the ceiling stayed the same. Funny how a song can make a place feel miles away. Outside keeps doing what it does. Cars passing, street lights glowing, somebody laughing somewhere. None of it reaches here, not because it's quiet, because my mind left first. Window seat, without a ticket. Window seat, without a destination. The room stays here, the thoughts don't. That's the whole situation. Window seat, looking outward, without leaving, without moving. The best trips happen without a suitcase. No schedule, no arrival time, no rush. One song becomes another, then another, then another, until the clock starts looking irrelevant. I don't need a reason to disappear for a while. Not from people, not from problems, just from constant motion. The world asks questions all day, music never does. That's why I keep returning when everything gets loud. Without a ticket, window seat, without a destination. The room stays here, the thoughts don't. That's the whole situation. Window seat, looking outward, without leaving, without moving. Everybody talks about going somewhere, nobody talks about staying still long enough to hear what they're actually thinking. Maybe that's why nights feel bigger. There's finally room for unfinished ideas. Have remembered dreams and conversations with yourself, the kind that disappear when the daytime arrives. I don't try to stop them, I just let them pass through, like scenery outside a train window that isn't really there. Window seat, without a ticket. Window seat, without a destination. The room stays here, the thoughts don't. That's the whole situation. Window seat, looking outward, all day answering questions, like I had every answer ready. Kept every promise, kept every schedule, kept every version of myself steady. Yeah, now the room is finally quiet. The mask feels heavier than before. Funny how exhaustion tells the truth better than confidence ever could. Yeah, I don't feel broken, just depleted, like a phone left running. Too many programs in the background, nothing dramatic happened. That's the strange part. Sometimes people get tired without a disaster. Low battery, still awake. Low battery, nothing left to fake. Today keeps asking the night, let's go. That's why everything sounds honest when the charge gets low. I don't need advice, I don't need solutions. Most of the time I already know the conclusion. I just need silence, long enough to hear it without another notification trying to interfere with it. Everybody talks about healing like it's something complicated. Sometimes it's just sitting still long enough to stop escaping. No audience, no performance, no expectation to maintain the version of me everybody met today. Low battery, still awake. Low battery, nothing left to fake. The day keeps asking the night, let's go. That's why everything sounds honest when the charge gets low. Tomorrow will recharge eventually, I'm not worried about that. What matters is remembering who I am when nobody's looking. The city outside keeps going like it never gets tired. Maybe that's why I like the dark. It never asked me to shine. Just exist, just breathe, just sit here, just think. Some nights don't need progress, some nights just need peace. Low battery, still awake. Low battery, nothing left to fake. The day keeps asking the night, let's go. That's why everything sounds honest when the charge gets low. The screen lit up 3 different times. I watched it fade without touching it. Some conversations arrive too late, some arrive right on time to be ignored. Everybody says don't miss opportunities, like every door is worth opening. Nobody talks about the ones that cost more than they offer. I used to feel guilty for choosing distance. Now I understand distance is sometimes intelligence. Not every invitation deserves attention. Not every question deserves an answer. Not every connection deserves another chapter. Missed calls, still sleeping on the screen. Missed calls, exactly where they need to be. Some things stay unanswered for a reason. Some silence protects more than conversation. The older I get, the less I fear missing out. The more I fear spending energy in the wrong direction. People talk about chances like they disappear forever. Most things that matter return when they're meant to. That's why I stopped chasing every ringing distraction. Urgency isn't always important, volume isn't always value. Some things only seem necessary because they're loud. The night makes that easier to see. Missed calls, still sleeping on the screen. Missed calls, exactly where they need to be. Some things stay unanswered for a reason. Some silence protects more than a conversation. I don't regret every road untaken, I don't replay every decision. Some stories ended because they reached their limit. Some people disappear because they were temporary. Not every ending hides a lesson, sometimes it's just an ending. The city outside keeps moving without asking my opinion. The missed calls stay there without changing my future. And somehow that's confident, knowing not everything requires action. Some things can simply remain unanswered. Missed calls, still sleeping on the screen. Missed calls exactly where they need to be. Some things stay unanswered for a reason. Some silence protects more than a conversation. The city finally lowered its volume. That's usually when I begin. Too many voices during daylight make it hard to hear anything. The clock says late, my mind says early. Different schedules, different versions of me. People think the day creates progress, I never saw it that way. Some of my best decisions showed up after midnight, when nobody expected them. No pressure, no audience, no unnecessary opinions, just enough silence to finish unfinished thoughts. Night shift, everything gets clearer. Night shift, everything gets nearer. The world slows down, I speed up. That's the difference I've noticed. Night shift, no distraction, no interference, no performance, just focus. Some people need crowds to feel alive. I need a little distance to hear myself right. The streetlights stay awake long enough to keep me company. Not talking, not asking, just existing quietly. That's enough. The best nights aren't dramatic. Nothing special happens. No headlines, no stories, no major revelation. Just a calm understanding of where I am and where I'm headed. Night shift, everything gets clearer. Night shift, everything gets nearer. The world slows down, I speed up. That's the difference I've noticed. Night shift, no distraction, no interference, no performance, just focus. Tomorrow will arrive eventually. I'm not running from it, I'm just borrowing a few hours before it gets here. The headphones stay on, the room stays dim. The thoughts stop racing and start making sense. That's why I keep coming back to this time of night. Not because I'm lost, because I finally feel aligned. Some people wait for weekends, I wait for quiet. That's where everything important starts connecting. Night shift, everything is clearer. Night shift, everything gets nearer. The world slows down, I speed up. That's the difference I've noticed. Night shift, no distraction, no interference, no performance, just focus. The day finally stopped asking questions. The screen finally stopped lighting up. The noise kept shrinking block by block, until it turned into background dust. Nothing extraordinary happened. Maybe that's why it feels right. Not every good day needs a headline. Some of them end quietly. I spent enough hours explaining things, enough hours deciding things. Now the only thing left to do is let the night carry them away. Last train home, nothing left unfinished. No reason to rush it, the city keeps moving. I'm letting go, some nights don't need answers, just a way home. Streetlights passing through the window, like chapters already closed, not forgotten, just completed. There's a difference most people miss. Everybody talks about beginnings, nobody celebrates endings, even though endings create the room for everything next. That's what I like about this hour. Nothing demands attention, nothing needs improvement. Everything simply exists for a moment, exactly as it is. Last train home, left unfinished. No reason to rush it, the city keeps moving. I'm letting go, some nights don't need answers, just a way home. The headphones stay on, the thoughts slow down, the room gets smaller, the mind gets lighter. Tomorrow already exists somewhere, I don't need to meet it yet. Tonight still belongs to itself, and I'm not finished with it. Some people chase excitement, I used to do that too. Now I appreciate peace more than I used to. Maybe growing up looks a little like this, learning that quiet moments deserve attention too. Last train home, nothing left unfinished there. Last train home, no reason to rush it. The city keeps moving, I'm letting go. Some nights don't need answers, just a way home. Last train home, that's enough. Spend another week being available, answering questions nobody could answer alone, giving away pieces of every afternoon, until the calendar stopped feeling like my own. Everybody needed something different, everybody had a reason, everybody had urgency, everybody had a season. I kept saying yes long after I wanted silence. That's how exhaustion grows without anybody noticing. Save some for me, that's what I forgot. Save some for me, somewhere in the process. Save some for me, a little time, a little space, a little peace before there's nothing left. It's not resentment, it's arithmetic. Too many withdrawals, not enough deposits. The mind keeps records even when the heart doesn't. That's why some mornings feel heavier than expected. I don't blame anybody, most people never asked. The problem was believing I always had enough to give. The truth arrived slowly, but it arrived eventually. Even generosity needs boundaries to survive. Save some for me, that's what I forgot. Save some for me, somewhere in the process. Save some for me, a little time, a little space, a little peace before there's nothing left. Maybe being selfish isn't what I thought. Maybe it's remembering that I exist in the equation. Maybe balance isn't selfish, maybe rest isn't selfish. Maybe saying no doesn't require an explanation. The headphones stay on, the room stays quiet, and for the first time all night, nothing needs me. That's a strange feeling, but a good one. I'm learning how to keep a little something for myself. What I forgot. Save some for me, somewhere in the process. Save some for me, a little time, a little space, a little peace before there's nothing left. Caught my reflection for a second, felt like looking at somebody else. Same face, same room, different feeling, different details. Spent so much time becoming useful, I forgot what came naturally. Learned how to fit every situation, lost track of what actually sounded like me. Everybody met a version, built for a different occasion. Professional, patient, reliable, available somewhere between all those introductions. The original got quieter, not gone, just harder to hear. Stranger in the mirror, looking back at me. Nothing really changed, still feels unfamiliar. Stranger in the mirror, trying to remember who I was before. Everybody needed something. The funny thing is, nobody asked me to disappear. Most of it happened gradually, one adjustment at a time. A little compromise here, a little accommodation there, until the person making choices started feeling rare. I kept every promise, except the ones I made myself. That's a hard sentence to sit with. When the room gets quiet, the night has a way of making things visible. Not dramatic, just impossible to ignore. A stranger in the mirror, looking back at me. Nothing really changed, still feels unfamiliar. Stranger in the mirror, trying to remember who I was before. Everybody needed something. Maybe nothing is missing, maybe everything is still here, buried underneath routines and expectations. Maybe I don't need a new version, maybe I need fewer layers. Maybe the answer isn't becoming more. Maybe it's removing what's unnecessary. The headphones stay on, the city stays distant, and for the first time all week I can hear myself thinking. Not perfectly, not completely, but enough to recognize a familiar voice return. Stranger in the mirror, looking back at me. Nothing really changed, still feels unfamiliar. Stranger in the mirror, trying to remember who I was before. Everybody needed something. Still got questions, still got doubts, still got things I haven't figured out. The map isn't finished, the route keeps changing. Some days feel clear, some days feel complicated. I used to think certainty came before movement. Now I know movement creates certainty. One step, then another, then another. That's usually how answers arrive. Keep moving, even when it's blurry. Keep moving, no reason to hurry. Keep moving, that's enough tonight. The road gets clearer while you're walking it. I spent too much time waiting for perfect timing, watching opportunities leave, while I kept deciding nothing stays still. Why should I? The future isn't built by observation alone. Every version of me started as a guess. Every lesson I trust started as a risk. That's why I don't need every piece in place to know I'm headed in the right direction. Keep moving, even when it's blurry. Keep moving, no reason to hurry. Keep moving, that's enough tonight. The road gets clearer while you're walking it. The headphones come off, the night gets older. The city stays awake a little longer. Tomorrow isn't waiting, neither am I. Not because I'm chasing, because I'm alive. Some people need guarantees before they begin. I've learned beginnings create their own guarantees. Maybe that's the whole secret, maybe that's the lesson. Progress isn't certainty, progress is momentum. Keep moving, even when it's blurry. Keep moving, no reason to hurry. Keep moving, that's enough tonight. The road gets clearer while you're walking it. Keep moving, that's enough. Yeah. Used to think one day everything would make sense. One perfect version, waiting somewhere ahead. No doubts, no questions, no unfinished thoughts, just certainty, standing at the finish line. Turns out life doesn't work that way. The finish line keeps moving, the person doing the chasing keeps changing too. Every answer creates another question, every ending creates another beginning. That's not failure, that's movement. No final version, no completed draft, no perfect picture, no permanent map. years looking forward like the future held permission to finally relax, to finally arrive. Now I understand arrival was never the point was becoming someone capable of continuing. The headphones still play, the city still glows, the night still passes, the road still unfolds. Not everything needs closure, not everything needs resolution. Some things simply continue, and that's a no final version, no completed draft, no perfect picture, no permanent map. Keep what you learn, leave room for change. Nothing stays alive by staying the same. Yeah. The person from last year wouldn't recognize every thought. The person from next year probably won't either. That's not something to fear, that's evidence. Evidence that growth happened even when it felt invisible. I don't need a destination to justify the journey. I don't need certainty to take another step. The story keeps writing itself long after this song ends. And honestly, I like it better that way. No final version, no completed draft, no perfect picture, no permanent map. Keep what you learn, leave room for change. Nothing stays